this is something that I'm supposed to do um, for the people that, pay for membership. They pay their $2 a month, or sometimes, a little bit more. So, this is, I mean, I'm starting to think that they don't, maybe it's just something they want to do to like support the channel. Like they're just like, no, this is like I can tip. I can tip her for, all the stuff that I learned in the, because, I mean, I do hear things like that. Oh, I got lucky, blah, blah, blah. So thanks. Like, so maybe this is their way of supporting the channel, but it always feels weird because I come live and it's like nobody here. So, there was a third person, and hi, Jackie. Yeah, I'm gonna really stick it out this time. It might just take a little longer for the notifications to go through than I'm used to. I'm used to instant notifications because I text. But the thing is, I set up my text number before membership. So I never did figure out a way to separate the people that were members in my phone. And I would have to send it to everybody. And that's not fair because people actually signed up for this. So, oh, you think you missed the last week? Yeah, well, I didn't have one I didn't have one on the last Sunday of December because it was like New Year's. So I felt like, well, that's a holiday. So yeah. Um, so Barbara, maybe I should send you do you want to be, do you want to, there's three of us here. There's three of us here. I don't know how long I should stay. This is like ridiculous. I just can't seem to find the right time. And it's so nice. I mean, so there's a bunch of people that are paying $2 a month. Some people are paying, I think, $3 a month. So it's nice. I mean, it's a very nice thing that they're doing. I feel like I should be here. I feel here I am. I don't know. Um, oh, this is painful. Hi, Janet. Thank you so much for coming. Okay. Ah, yeah, this is a wow. This is okay, so now there's four of us. Um so what's your take, Barbara? What's your take on, do you want the link? Do you want to come on? And we can talk to each other like it's FaceTime? Or maybe I'll just send the link to all of you. Okay, let me find the link. I'm gonna find the link and try and post it. Oh, if I open this, it might echo. Uh, Only your voice. Yeah, you could choose to have your camera off and just your voice. Definitely. It says you'll see it. You're familiar with it. You've used it. You just do voice only. All right, let me make sure the sound is off there. Okay, so I need to go to channel content and get the link. Is there an echo? No echo? No face, no face. No. Oh, you're beautiful, by the way. That's really funny. Like, you're gorgeous. You look good. Okay, so I have the link. So now I have to go to StreamYard. Going to StreamYard now. Find in StreamYard. There it is. And I'm going to enter studio and entering studio, and you need notice. Oh, I hear you. I know it used to take me 37 minutes. It was one of those things like, oh, can you come over and spend the night? Sure, I'll be there in 37 minutes. Now it's like I have to pack a bag just for my supplements and a bag for my everything else. Okay, I'm going to put this in here now. Oh, that's not right. Wait a minute. I think I just put in the wrong link. Hold on. I'll get there. I was supposed to put in the StreamYard. That's the wrong link. That's the wrong link. I got to find invite. Okay, I'm going to do it right. Okay, this is the right one. Okay. Overthought that there for a second. Okay, the one that says StreamYard. I'm going to erase this. No, it doesn't erase. Okay, so the one that says StreamYard. Feel free. Ooh, I'm on 2 cameras now. Ooh, ooh. Oh, this is useful. Check this out. I can switch this.
How about that?
Ooh, echo. Doesn't work. Okay. All right, so the StreamYard link is there. If you want to pop on, we can talk about whatnot for a little while. See if anybody else shows up. People that pay, they're just nice to pay, I guess. I don't know. Hi Janet, thank you so much for being here. Hi, yeah. So Jackie and Janet. It's an intimate group. Jackie and Janet and Barbara and me. All right. And you never know. I mean, the notifications did go out. I started a week ago. I posted the first notification a week ago. So maybe it's just a weird time. Maybe Sunday night isn't good. I thought it would be good. Oh, Barbara's in the house. Okay. Hello? Oh no, I'm in the stream with, oh, that's me. Never mind. I don't know what I did. Oh, I have to leave my own. Okay. Hold on. Leave. Okay. Okay. Okay, Barbara's here. I see Barbara, but I cannot hear Barbara. All the best people are here. That's right. I'm just gonna go here and see if my sound is good. Let me just play a little music for a second. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'll be able to hear her. I guess. All right. We shall figure it out. I'm grateful to Barbara for doing this, actually. Yeah. It feels weird. You know that feeling like you throw a party and nobody shows? Especially when they paid to be there, I mean, I know it's only $2 a month or whatever, but still, and I'm sure that you're doing it just to say thank you. I know that. Like I do that too. I'm the exact same way. But, maybe I should just make it like tip the channel, and, you can text me if you ever need anything, and that's it, and don't even have the monthly live. Oh, Barbara's gone. She tried. She'll be commenting in a moment. She tried. You can't disable camera. Oh, you can't disable camera? Oh. No, I've been able to. I've done just voice before on other channels for sure. You can do it. It's possible that I just didn't hear her or something. Like maybe I don't remember the settings. No, it would have. Oh, she's back. Okay, we're gonna try. This is interesting. I have a White Claw, by the way. Okay, so you don't have to add your voice. I feel like you're not muted on my end. Can you hear me? Okay. I cannot hear you, but you're not muted on my end. Hmm. Yeah, I think you need to enable your mic, and it should give you an audio test when you are entering the studio room, like it says test audio camera or allow audio video. It says something like that, and then it says enter studio. So, hmm. Well, did you guys see the video that I put out today? I finished that video 1 minute before it was published. I was doing the car haul like an hour. The last thing I did was the car haul, and then and then I was running so late. Whatnot really took a lot of my time out of my schedule. I have my schedule so like finally, like everything is like bumped up next to each other so that if something goes wrong and I have to figure it out, I don't have a lot of time to figure it out, So the video actually came out late, but it was okay. It's doing good. And it's a fun video. I love that place. I love it so much. Barbara's still trying. Oh, I can text Barbara. I'll text Barbara. I forgot I could do that. Okay. Did you check your mic before you entered studio? Oh, somebody sent me a message. Come back here. Judy. Oh, but you're here, but you can't see it. Oh, that's messed up. That is so messed up. Okay, I'm going public. I'm going public. I really tried. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna go public with this. Oh my God, the whatnot. We're gonna talk about that, but we're gonna talk about it in a more public setting. I'm about to go public. So for the people that pay, All right, here it is. We're public now. Oh my God, and I don't have subscriber settings. Oh, for gosh sake, I better get those in there because otherwise everyone's going to show up. Subscriber settings. 20 minutes. Because it was supposed to be members only. Okay, we're public now. So people will join. Because I just got a text from someone who was in Patreon who said she was there but couldn't see the video. She was there, but she couldn't see it. So this is my solution. It is hopefully ad-free. Hopefully YouTube will keep it ad-free since it's supposed to be members only. And I did my very best. I really did. Yeah. Can you try and bring me up in the StreamYard? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, Barbara. Am I an idiot? I bet that's what I was doing. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. You're up. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, Barbara. Am I an idiot? I bet that's what I was doing. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Oh, that's your lag. That's your lag. Turn down your computer. Are you there?
I'm here.
Yay! I
Oh, you
am
can hear me?
such an idiot. I'm so sorry. It's been so long. I've been so overworked.
Okay. So you can hear me.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
hear you and not see you.
All right.
And
So
I forgot to, I was looking at you going, what is it? What is it? All I had to do was add you to the stream. But you know what? I was getting texts from people from Patreon, the people that pay to be members, right? They were sending me messages through Patreon saying they were there but couldn't see the video. So I made this public. This is now public. It's no longer members only. So like Maddie's here. Hi, Maddie. Candy's here. It's still our group, but the little bit of people that pay to be members. I tried my best. Oh, yeah.
oh wait.
You gotta lower your sound.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah. So, can you hear
I'm so
me?
excited.
Yeah. So everybody, we have a special guest. Barbara M. Future Vintage is here tonight. Barbara goes way back, like a long time, right? Like I remember when I first. Were you watching before I was doing auctions? Might have been.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I came in around October of last year.
Mm.
And I have to tell you a couple of quick things. One is that there's no way I'd be future vintage if I hadn't learned what I've learned from you. That's how I chose the name, and not because I know what's going to be vintage in the future. It's just that what you've taught me is to look at things differently. Like, what will we be collecting? What will be, scarce? What won't we see anymore? And that's how I curated my collection.
Yeah, like what's still going to look good in 10 years and what's going to look dated in 10 years. Like when you look at old photos and you see your hair and you're like, wow, what was I thinking? I thought that looked good, So it's like, yeah, I feel like it's like that with design too. I think good design will always be timeless, or if not timeless, then artful or recognizable from an era because it's good design. You know what I mean? I think it's lasting. I think it transcends. And that doesn't mean it has to be expensive. There's a lot of really great design like that came out of the 40s that's made out of wood and plastic, which is not expensive,
No, but some of the early plastic is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And really special.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Hi, Emily. It's
Is Emily
me, Barbara.
Emily. Barbara M is in. Oh, how come your name isn't up? You're added to the stream, but I don't see your name. I guess that's just for camera. I don't know how to fix that.
It's camera, I think.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. So, Barbara M, is there a way to pin a comment? I don't think there's even a way to. I don't know how to do this in StreamYard. So anyway, I'll just keep saying it. So, or you can keep saying it. So Barbara M, Future Vintage is here. And you've been doing Whatnot for a while, right?
I have been attending only.
Oh, I did not realize that.
I don't have a channel, and I'm only going on as a guest on other channels right now. I don't know how I want to start seriously, so I'm still thinking about it. And I've got a Poshmark shop.
Okay. All right.
But Whatnot, I just thought you were a rock star last night.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
Emily, you were there.
I didn't know where any of the buttons were. I could not believe how nervous I was because I wasn't used to the skinny little thing in the middle of the screen. So I felt like whatever I was trying to hold up, I couldn't see it and it was backwards. Like I couldn't figure out the mirroring was different. Like I'm so comfortable now. I could like try and balance this pen on my finger from just looking in the camera because I'm so used to it. But that was like it was so like disorienting. And then I didn't know where any of the buttons were, and it was a new thing and it was scary. Like, no, not scary. It was exciting. I always like to say exciting instead of scary. But this is what I kind of want to share. Okay. And I'm keeping it positive. I don't want to say anything negative. I really don't. Because you never know. Like, this could be great. This could be the next big thing. But my experience so far, right? This is not all of them. These are the 2 piles that were nearest me in the living room. There's more that have boxes on top of them already that are waiting to go into envelopes. What those are automatically generated shipping labels and packing slips from the sale that I had last night on Whatnot. And I did the mystery boxes because I thought it would be a good way to get used to the flow of things, and it would be a fun way for people to use their credits, right? Like, give them something that's practically free, and have something there. If I'm bringing them, I was like, if I'm inviting people, I'll give them something to do when they get there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense. So everything was fine. It was going so smoothly. Somebody would get a mystery box or 2, and I would, click print the label, and it would print, and I'd put it on the bag, and it would be done. There was one moment where there was like 4 in a row. So I clicked bulk print, or no, it was email all the labels to your email and then print them all at once. Very handy, like time saving. Did that, no problem. So last night after the show, after everything, after all of those orders, there was like, 4 mystery boxes plus the orders. And then some people like got 4 things, some people got 3 things, some people got 1 thing, some people got 2 things. And it was fun. It was actually really fun. It was nice not having to keep track of the auction. Like, my first impression was, Barbara, you're being so quiet.
I'm listening to you.
Okay. All right. So my first impression was, this is cool. I don't have to keep track of putting things together as they buy. Like, I knew that Whatnot was doing that for me, and I knew that Whatnot was going to automatically invoice and automatically process payment and then automatically make a label after bundling. So I was like, I can afford to do this. I have no time, but if I want to expand and do other things, I have to do it through a platform like this. This is my thought process, right? So this is working. This is exciting. All I have to do is figure out the buttons and the orientation and how the auction works and the 15 seconds or the 30 seconds and what to start it at so I make money, because everything went so inexpensively last night. Like, I did not make money, but that wasn't the goal. It really wasn't, so I'm okay with that. But then this is the tragedy. So at the end of the show, I click email labels and packing slips, click. Then I click print them out, click. And it prints out. Oh, and by the way, I want you to know, in case you're going to ask, I want you to know that I did things only to be shipped, because it gives you an option, right? To be shipped, click. Print labels, click, right? So I did just the ones just from the night, just the ones that were not fulfilled. And it prints out all these papers in the most random order. And mind you, it was late at night. Like, I was tired. I had just gotten off. The lights were in my face. I had a really full day trying to get to it. I went,
Somebody onboarded you that day, right?
Somebody onboarded me like a couple weeks earlier. So that's why I was able to do the mystery boxes and set up that show plus the show on February 4th. You know what I mean? So I was like fooling around with it because I know better now. I know, like, not to like onboard and do it the same day. Like, I was fooling around with it for a couple weeks. I had scheduled my first show No, it was like about a week. I scheduled my first show after being there for about a week, like just experimenting and looking at other people's shows and seeing that part of it, like, So, anyway, it prints out the labels. I know this sounds like a ridiculous, petty little argument to thing, but it printed all of those papers out in random order. It was like, um, not alphabetical, not numerical, not chronological. It was just random. And then the packing slips were not even attached to the labels. They were also random. And the packing slips they're not that easy to collate with the labels because of the way usernames and order numbers are. The order number is not on the label. The tracking number is on the label. And the order number has the order number, and the packing slip has the username. I mean, it's just,
Is it doable though? Because you had some volume.
Yeah, so what happened was, oh, and then on top of that, here's the other amazing piece. Like, this is the part that blew my mind. It also printed out randomly 3 pieces of paper not from the sale, even though they were already shipped. It just randomly spit them out. It was just a glitch. It's a bug that Whatnot has. So I got 2 packing slips from another night. Unfortunately, those packing slips, that person also bought last night. So I couldn't tell which, oh no, were they labeled? No, they were labels. So I had to figure out which was the right label that they were supposed to get. And then there was one packing slip that also happened to be a repeat customer. So I had 3 pieces of information that I could not find the match for. And then I realized that they were not even from last night. So I had everything spread out on the floor. I'm going to show you, actually.
That will smooth out, I think, though. I don't think you'll run into that problem frequently.
No, I mean, now I know I'm not going to ever press bulk print again. I'm just going to do it the way I do it normally, which is I'll prepare the thing, I'll hit the print label, attach it, and done. And also, this is the kind of paper that I'm using. I want to get a label printer. I think that I've been busy enough to justify.
Oh, Dawn, it's so worth it. No,
but look. I mean, did you see? It's like spread all over the floor. And it's on the table, it's on the floor, it's on the table, it's on the couch, it's on the coffee table, like it's on the dining table. Those papers were everywhere, so I could try and figure out. I was tired. It took me more than 2 hours, and I wanted to cry. Hi, Kim.
Well, you should let us tell you about being in the room.
Okay. Yeah. That would be fun. That would be really fun.
And because everyone here is, Emily said you did great. You really did. I've been to a handful of first shows, and yours was the smoothest. I mean, you can see the comments. I thought you looked like a pro. And I think Whatnot does well is create its own excitement.
Yeah.
By having a timed auction. And so you can use that time to run more items. And what I mean is, if you style for less time before you pin the item, then you
say that again. Repeat that again.
If you style the item for less time before you pin it,
yes,
then you can fool around in style and then run the 1-minute auction, and you'll be able to run twice as many items.
Yeah, I know. You're supposed to pin it right away. As soon as the last one leaves, you're supposed to pin the next one. I kept forgetting.
But that clock creates excitement, and if you're advertising like high-end costume, your bids will go up.
Yeah.
I agree. I really think that.
Yeah. Well, yesterday it was kind of like, it was just it was like my first, I wanted to be kind of a loss leader. Everything that I brought, I thought was good. Like, I really liked everything that I brought, but it wasn't like, I wasn't going to start to try and figure out Whatnot by bringing a Haskell. You know what
Right.
I mean? So
No,
it
I
was
thought it
like
was
some cute
perfect.
silver things that people would still want. It wasn't like something that you would buy and then go, "Oh God, why did I buy this? I'm never going to wear this." Like, you know,
I'm
but
wondering if anyone in the chat scrolls whatnot looking for shows.
yeah, that's interesting. So um a little question. There's actually 32 people here right now. Thank you, everyone. Barbara and Future Vintage is on the line with us tonight, talking about Whatnot. And I'd like to know. Oh, you don't. Has anybody who's been to Whatnot? Okay, hand in the chat if you've been to Whatnot. Put a hand in the chat. If you've bought from Whatnot, put a red heart in the chat. And all day. Oh my God, you went hard. You went hard, Maddie. Okay. All right. Hand pink waving. Candy. Candy, you're such a doll. Are you really like your comments, Candy? Candy writes these very zen kind of, in the practice kind of love and light kind of comments.
Vintage me cat.
When it came
So
out, I haven't been
I
back.
go on if it's somebody I know. I go on, Jessie Stovall does really well on there. And when she puts it on her page, I go in and I buy from her.
Okay.
Gina comes in and buys Emily. So when it's someone I know who I know they have great stuff, I go in. I don't scroll.
Cool, Candy. Okay, I see. So you don't scroll, you just have the people that you follow. That makes sense. That's kind of what I was hoping. I wanted it to take up the space that I had created when I closed my Shopify YouTube store, which was very recently, it's the second time I started it and then I deactivated it and then YouTube invited me to pilot. So I started it again and it was okay for a while, but it seems like with the Shopify store, it's only a matter of time before suddenly it just goes bad. And it was just like overnight, all that happened was I got spammed and literally scammed. I got spammed and scammed, spammed and scammed. And I was like, I'm not paying for this. I'm not, it wasn't even the amount that it cost to keep it open monthly. It was my time, to sort through for maybe one good message, to sort through 100 messages to get to one good message. And then, believe me, if there's a scam possible, I mean, I keep very tight controls when it's through me, but if it's through Shopify and Shopify is connected to Amazon, people are going to figure out what to do.
Jackie's comment is interesting.
Jackie says, I have watched quite a bit. I did want to say that I saw a seller who screenshots every time she makes a sale. Oh, wow. That's an interesting comment. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I could do that.
Maddie says they all had bags and cards ready and they put them right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do twice a week. I have the bags and the cards ready. I mean, now I hand them to Carly, but if she's not here, I have them right here, So it was literally the way that the labels were printed. It was so bad.
I'll tell you what, Dawn, I think if you're not innovating, you're dying, and you are innovating.
Yeah.
You're putting links in your YouTube chat so people can pay immediately. I mean, you're doing things that nobody else is.
Yeah.
And
and that's really nice.
Galaxy
I
thing
really
didn't
love the
work out.
PayPal. I really love being able to use the PayPal buttons. That's really, really nice. It helps a lot.
It's got to.
But still, I was thinking like, yes, let's innovate, let's grow, let's get, let's fill the void. You know, whatever the vision that I had for the YouTube Shopify store, I want that to be Whatnot. I can do it, right? And it could be my vintage accessories and clothing and home stuff and jewelry, of course, jewelry, but it will work itself out. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll figure out like how to do the jewelry here mainly and then over there too, like maybe, you know, whatever. So it was good. So I still feel positive about it. I definitely feel positive about it. And now that I've had some sleep and I'm looking at the labels, it doesn't seem like such a big deal. And I'm gonna buy a label printer. So,
You
but
know
it's
what's
not, the label printer would have been worse actually because it would have printed out randomly in a line. And it,
oh,
you know, so and I heard today that Whatnot was having a glitch. Who was it? I follow the Niche Lady. I'm a fan of the Niche Lady and like a big fan, you know. I made sure she knew my name, you know, and she made me a mod, which was exciting for me. So, but I heard her say in one of her shows, oh, it was last night. She was on late night with her daughter. Just, they were just goofing around. They were like, let's pop on. They were, it was fun. So
so
they
Kat,
were
I want
saying
to
it was
ask.
glitching. They were saying that Whatnot was having a glitchy day.
I see. So I was
So,
going to ask Kat, what do you think about the 1 minute auctions? Because I thought it was working well for Dawn. I mean, I understand people run things for 15 seconds and that's
yeah.
high pressure, but I thought the 1 minute was good. What do you think?
Well, here was my thought process for, because the shows that I've been in, I'm very used to the 15 seconds, but I did not want to abuse my recommendation. Like, I know that if I say, please come to Whatnot and check it out, and I'm recommending it, I vetted it enough to recommend it. I'm still, and I was pretty honest. I was like, I'm still not sure. We're trying this together, but so far so good. So please come check it out with me. I did not want someone that I know, you know, who is, you know, like, you know, like a 75-year-old grandma who's not that great with technology. I'm not that great with technology. I'm 56, right? So I didn't want someone who's really not great with technology to think that they were in a 15-second auction. You know, it says it's $10 and you swipe that button or click that button and you're not bidding 11 anymore. You're bidding 27 because it's moving so fast. So I didn't want that to be someone's first experience. I wanted them to get used to the speed at which it increases. Does that
The
make sense?
yellow, yes, it does. And the yellow button does change the price every time there's a bid.
And the thing is, you don't see that because it goes up so fast that it's like, I'll think I'll be in someone else's chat and it'll say the button's $10 and I'll go, I'm bidding 11. And then it says Dawn's, you know, Dawn's winning at 22. Dawn's winning at 20 because everyone else hit the button at the same time.
I see. Kat said that happened to her.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way, Dawn. So I was present to that. I was like, I cannot. You know, this is not what I want to do to the group of people. I don't, like, seriously, you know, I don't want that to come back to me. And so actually, this is a good opportunity for me to say, I am going to continue to try Whatnot. I think there's a lot of potential with the auction tool. I think I will figure out the buttons. I think I will figure out how to get the labels printed so that they don't cause me 2 hours of extra work and make me want to cry. But the most important thing is, if anyone that I never know how to say this, but if you're in my, if you watch me, let's just say it that way. If you watch me and you went to Whatnot because I asked you to, and then something happened and you were not happy, I will do my best to make that up to you. I swear to God, you know. I don't want to be, I don't want you to get upset with me, and I don't want it to affect my YouTube channel. I don't want anyone to think that I purposefully did something to injure that relationship.
I think there are people who will not come to Whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just another avenue for you.
Yeah.
You'll always have your YouTube people. You have on Wednesday nights, you have 150 people in the room in the first half hour.
Well, actually, yeah, that was another thing. Like, I got really excited about Whatnot because I was thinking maybe I could reach the younger people, the younger girls, because they don't really, they're not in my YouTube auctions at night. You know what I mean? And I used to have a lot of young followers, a lot of young people who came to the store who really liked the vintage, and they always found something they could afford, you know? So I was thinking Whatnot would be perfect to kind of get those people in. You got to get them while they're young. So I'm still going to go for it. I am. I'm still definitely going to go for it.
I think the 1 minute is your sweet spot.
Okay.
I think everyone in the chat sounds like they agree. They like the 1 minute.
Yeah, the 1 minute's the way to go. And then if everybody waits until the last 15 seconds, I just didn't want it to be really painful. Like VMK said it actually happened to her. So I didn't want to be the person who invited you to that pain point. So I tried to make it, I tried to put up some barrier to that. But it does move fast. And it's like that at any auction, any online auction that you go to. It'll, that button can move fast. It's actually not different, but again, I just didn't want it to be on, I didn't want to be the cause of it, So, but, so I guess first impressions is it has huge potential. The auction tool is amazing. The rate at which it's growing is amazing. Like, I think it's winning as far as participation goes. Like, it is the one that everyone seems to recognize now and consider going to or check out.
Let me ask you this. There was Galaxy.
Yes.
And that had some people coming on board. And then Whatnot was this huge, big thing.
Yeah.
It was exponential. It's hard to believe that. And Whatnot was last year started?
Yeah. Well, the thing that happened with Galaxy, I mean, if Galaxy had only come up, I was waiting for that. It's a race. There's a bunch of things there's a bunch of these startups that all have the same thing in mind. They're like, we're going to change online shopping. It's going to happen. We're going to be there for it. Like, they talk very openly about it. If you watch you can see their interviews on like business channels, and they're like, this is where the market's heading. This is how much is going to be spent on thrifting and, recycling next year. And the trend is that it's going to be social spending. Like, social spending is the next thing, and so people will find their tribes, they'll find their groups, they'll find where they like to be, and then that's where it will happen, and it'll be this very organic thing, and it's going to be worth more than traditional retail eventually, right? So they're all thinking this, and so they're all racing to this finish line. And Galaxy was doing really good. It was the first one with the phone numbers. I mean, they gave you a phone number so you could text back and forth. Whatnot is alerts that you sign up for with your phone. It's not texting. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, Galaxy was they did a lot of things excellent. They had no bugs. And I was waiting for the auction tool and waiting for the auction tool. And they're like, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And then Instagram announced that it finally had its native shop tool, right? And when that happened 1 week later, YouTube said, oh, YouTube shop is here, right? The YouTube stores are happening. But they had announced 2 years earlier that they were doing that, and they didn't do it. And so what happened was Instagram did it, and suddenly 7 days later, they were like, oh yeah, we're doing it too. And so because they knew. Like that was literally like an inside thing. They were like, "Oh my God, Instagram has done it now." We were supposed to do it. So, and the reason I started my YouTube channel, when I started my YouTube channel, I no, not the reason I started my YouTube. I started my Shopify store soon after my YouTube channel because YouTube had already announced that they were partnering with Shopify. So instead of going to Square, I went to Shopify because I wanted to have the Shopify store under YouTube when they finally did it. And then they never did it. So they finally announced, oh my God, we're doing it. It's happening. And I get like a message in the top of my YouTube studio, you can be in the pilot program. So I'm like, yeah, I'll be in the pilot program. I've been waiting for this. Turns out the pilot program means no directions, nothing. I literally had to figure out where to put everything. I was like, I
Is
don't know
that
how
when
to.
you make a list of the items in your auction?
No, it was, you actually had to code. I don't know how to write code. What I was doing was I was doing what they said and then Googling how to write it and then writing it and putting it in and then Googling the next thing that they said. And then, no, and then looking at the next thing that they said. So I actually wrote the code for the pilot program to get my Shopify store to work in the YouTube shelf
Okay.
for the first, and I was like in like that first, I think it was like 2 months it was in beta. And then it went to everybody, and everybody else got directions and creator studio videos on how to do it. But those first people, like literally, I was writing to the engineers and they were going like, oh, great, thanks. Like, oh, I was unbelievable. They were like, yeah. So no help. So, but that was good for a while when I opened that store. I think it was right before holiday. Or some holiday or whatever, and it was doing well. And then eventually, it wasn't the new thing anymore. And like if you look at what YouTube has now as shops under, it's like, oh, Sherwin-Williams has a channel. And you can buy the paint under the video that's attached to the Sherwin-Williams, like the Crazy Lamp Lady, buy products from this video. Actually, she's not doing that anymore. I think she tried it, and also because now she's selling her merch again. So, yeah, so that's how that went. And in the meantime, so Galaxy, I stopped doing Galaxy because I started piloting the thing I had been waiting for years showed up. And then it kind of went sour, and that was only like 3 weeks ago that I shuttered it. And then I looked into Whatnot, and because I had already been hanging out there because Niche Lady's there, and I'm such a fan. I'm such a fangirl over her, the thing that she's created. I really aspire to what she's created because she's created colleagues that she has such a beautiful group of colleagues, and they're professional, and like, you know what I mean? Like it's just really, really nice. And she's a lovely person, and she's a really smart, experienced
So
person.
Candy says you were programming actually.
Yeah, I had to write it in. I had to physically figure out how to write in each thing. And then sometimes I would catch a bug and the engineers would be like, awesome job. Like that's who got invited to pilot. Like that's what we were doing. So, and I couldn't do it. I can't repeat it. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't do it again. I literally did it like each time. And then the screens would change daily. Like every time I went back, it would be different because they were working on it. It was amazing. So,
take a look at what A. Morel Design says. I've never met you, A. Morel.
You were confused a lot. The item description I saw rarely matched the item. Yeah, that's because I was new and I was forgetting to pin the item. So thanks for saying that, A. Morel. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, see, things like that, I know I will work out because that's literally just remembering which buttons are where. and when to press them. Like the flow on Whatnot is when you start to talk about an item, you pin it so that everyone can check how much the shipping and handling costs. And then if they're interested in it, when you click start the auction, they'll be able to bid. So you have to remember to pin every item as you're talking about it. And I kept forgetting. So that's why. But that's something that I think, on February 4th, I'm going to be there for 3 hours. So I will definitely remember to be pinning. If not at the very beginning. Oh my God, Christina showed up. Oh, thanks,
Hi,
Christina.
Christina.
Hi, Christina.
Kim, I agree with you. I really do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, she's Dusty. She is selling on Whatnot. She had one show.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a sale last night. And I'm still figuring out everything. It's a learning curve. There's always a learning curve. And I want you to know, I'm not complaining at all. I'm not at all. I'm still excited about it.
No, it was fun.
It was fun. And it was really fun for me knowing that they were automatically bundling and invoicing and making labels. Like, do you know how fun that is?
I've had a sale. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's different. It's really different. For me, the biggest thing was just like getting used to where the buttons were, remembering to press them, this little skinny thing right here, that I couldn't tell. Like I kept trying to show things and I couldn't show them. I couldn't get them to be like where I wanted them to be. All of those things, you figure them out pretty quick,
Yeah, you had to pull back a little.
Yeah, right. You have to be back here. I'm used to being here, and it's like literally I was over here. So, and Maddie says, I found it because of you. You can get amazing deals. Yes, exactly. It is. This is another fun thing. I think because it's just starting out and there's so many people learning, it's very possible to shop.
Well, isn't it nice to know too that you can go to a Hudson Vintage auction on Whatnot and you'll get affordable things.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right, which is that's what my hope for it is. My hope for it is that, I'll be able to expand and do all the vintage clothing and accessories and things that I have laying around. I have beautiful objects too. I have really beautiful vintage objects that, I've shipped across country twice. Like, what am I doing? So
hopefully not moving across country too
and
many more
shoes.
times.
I have, oh my God. I was thinking about doing sale haul. I have like a lot of like shoes in boxes, like that a lot of people would be like, what?
Everyone in the chat, put your shoe size.
Yeah. People would just be stunned. They would be stunned. Like
I'm
art.
7.5 down.
Okay. Okay, what does Sharon B say? What's with the audio? Does it say audio? Reverb. Oh, there's reverb? Someone's counting. Oh, 7, 8. Oh, they're actually doing it. That's so funny. Seems like you have had many pivots in your life. So we will get whatnot under your belt fairly quickly. Yeah. Yeah. I will tell you, it is really great that they do all of that other stuff that I'm doing now. The administrative part, is nice that they do it. So, yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm going to stick with the minute. But you guys liked it, right? I know you got good deals, and I know that if you explore around, there's lots of good deals to be had. So I went into somebody named Sanford and Son after my show, and she had a lot of jewelry, like a lot. It was amazing. Would you, oh, it's moving a little fast. You'll be doing chat before long.
ChatGPT. It's an AI chat that is fooling professors around the world.
Oh,
It writes
yes.
essays and theses and
I've,
dissertations.
yes, yes. I heard about that. I read an article where the first paragraph was written by it. And then the writer came on and said the paragraph you just read was fully written.
Yeah,
by,
that's what ChatGPT is.
yeah. Oh man. I don't know how I feel about that.
I know, right? No,
Yeah.
if I was a teacher, I wouldn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, right now the tech people are still pretty safe with their jobs, you know. So I would like to think that, you know, there's certain people you want to think like that they're not ever going to be replaceable, like surgeons, doctors, like you think like they're safe, you know. Like who's it going to be? Is it going to be hair cutters? Are hair cutters going to be the ultimate safe job? You know, and content creators.
Joan will
Content creators.
follow you wherever you go, Dawn. That's lovely, Joan.
Thanks, Joan. Thank you, Auntie Joan.
Is that your auntie?
Oh, James, no. She wrote me a very lovely text and said, "From your Auntie Joan, Auntie Joan." James says, was there ever a time you were not into vintage antiques? Where did the love come from?" Oh, wow. No, there was never a time for as long as I can remember. So my mother and grandmother were kind of beauties. They were beauties. And, um, you know, they had a lot of beautiful things. And yeah, I kind of grew up with that, you know, and like as a joke, when I was a little girl, my mother taught me how to walk, you know, so we would go shopping for school and then we'd come home and she'd make me walk in all the new outfits. Like she taught me how to walk a runway, basically, with the new school clothes, you know. And then I was like 14 or 15, and her best friend was still doing runway shows for Bill Blass. So she gave me all the clothes, and they fit me because I was like 14 or 15, and I was wearing Bill Blass runway stuff at 14 or 15. Definitely not 16, maybe younger. It might have been.
That had a suck down.
It was sucky, I know. And what happened was the teacher of my classroom, I think it was 5th grade. I want to say 5th grade. That teacher like sent me like wrote a letter, you know, that I was distracting, or you know that there was a problem with it. So that's when I started to understand. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but that was when I started to understand the difference it can make to, you know, like to think about how you like the message that you want to say when you present yourself. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So I became aware of that very, very early. And I was also, I was a kid who was very, very unattractive. Like I was really, my mother was a great beauty and I was really not. I had an accident when I was young, so that I had, my front teeth were messed up. They were gone, and then there was a side tooth that was like pointed, and they couldn't do anything until my face stopped growing. So I see, this is supposed to be for members only. I have to remember that this is a public video. I might take this down afterwards. But anyway, so I generally scared kids. I was not, I mean, they thought I was a vampire, like, you know what I mean? And I was a reader. I read a lot
for you.
So kids were not my friend. I was like, you know, and so at 13, I got that fixed. I was smiling, and then I was wearing runway clothing. You see? So to answer James' question, never a moment. And then, I got the hand-me-downs that I needed to be the custodian of. I mean, how do you not be the custodian of that? I ended up cutting the Bill Blass skirt. It was a wrap skirt, striped. I can find a picture of it on the internet, I'm sure. I cut it up and patched my jeans with it. And I learned my lesson. So, and then forevermore, at 16, found my first Haskell, destroyed that. And then I learned how to, take care of things. And I really feel like every time, 100% of the time, I want to buy something that is worth taking care of instead of buying something cheap and easy and fast from Target or from wherever that is not worth taking care of. I want to buy a pair of shoes that I want to have resoled or re-glued or whatever. I don't want to just throw them away when they're worn out.
Your thought process is the opposite of what's happening in fast fashion, and it's really a good lesson for everyone, I think.
Yeah. But the kids are aligned with it, which is why the resale market is growing, because the people that are coming of age are all moving towards that, which is why we have this huge race for all these platforms, which is what Whatnot is responding to. Did you know that there was a time when Macy's was considering putting ThredUp into its locations? Like they were going to bring ThredUp into a department inside Macy's.
And so the free stuff. Well, no, ThredUp.
No, ThredUp is recycled.
Yeah, it's recycled.
And what happened was the clothing vendors, it's thrift. ThredUp is online thrift.
Yes.
They were in talks to bring a ThredUp department into the actual Macy's retail store because they wanted to bring people through the door. They wanted to bring the younger people through the door. And guess what? The vendors that were selling them their clothes said, absolutely not. We cannot compete. We can't be selling it new over here and they walk across the aisle over there and are getting it through ThredUp. Like, you can't do that. You'll lose us. So that was shelved. And now they're doing Macy's Backstage. And Macy's Backstage is winning.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
So anyway.
I think, I have a son who's going to be 31 in May, and he's been thrifting since he was a teenager. And he's got the coolest sweatshirts, t-shirts. He puts fashion together like nobody I've ever met. And he thrifted a pair of Prada men's floral sneakers when he was in California, and I was so jealous. They're gorgeous. I'm like, oh my gosh. He's like,
yeah, I mean, you can develop your eye. This is for James' comment. Thank you, James. You can develop it is a muscle, you can develop that muscle, you can train that muscle, and you can have it get bigger. Definitely. So but you got to do it. You got to put the time in, and you got to go out, and you got to touch a lot of stuff. You got to pick a lot of stuff up. You got to put a lot of stuff back. You have to be willing, right, to get to where he is. You have to be willing to pick up 50 pairs of shoes and not buy any of them. And then the Prada one comes and you're like, I can buy this.
Right. So Linda says, I think tides are turning. Sustainable is now utmost importance. I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. Dawn, you were talking about watching forecasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't read it for a while. The last article I read, I read this stuff fairly regularly, but it's been like a couple weeks, so I don't want to pick a number out of, the inside of my elbow and be like, oh yeah, this is what it is. But it's projected to be the fastest growing thing and to eventually be the biggest thing. It's going to surpass traditional retail pretty soon.
Wow.
So, and it's with the people that are um the younger people. I mean, they're not that young anymore. Millennials are not that young anymore, and they're the ones really
No,
um
my millennial is 31.
exactly, millennials are 30. Right. So they're the ones really driving it. And then after that it's Gen Z. So, yeah, interesting times. And the thing is, for people like us, and I'm saying us, this group that we have here that we've assembled, I feel like we've always been into it. You know, we have kind of we have kind of a head start if we want, you know, because we know where to look already. And if you're a collector, like if you're here and you're watching and you are not dabbling at all in selling anything and you really just want to collect what you've always collected, then you know that this is like, you know, the people that are of a certain age are the ones that have had a chance to get it already. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody wants to know where I get my stuff. It's the biggest question. It's the, you know, the $47,000 question. I was watching Sunny Las Vegas on his live the other night, and he was like, I want to know where Hudson Vintage gets her stuff. You know, the answer is I started buying it when I was 16. It's literally with me. You know, it's I haven't been I've been selling it for a lot less time than I've been collecting it. So, and now I'm buying as part of the flow for the YouTube channel, and that's also making the content, right? And my goal in life, everyone, my truest goal in life is to grow the channel enough so that Google will actually give me a secure income, right? I'm at that point now with just about 13,000 subscribers where it can pay one bill, one, you know, every month it'll pay one of my bills most of the time. There are some months where it's not going to do that. So you know, I'm still selling jewelry to pay for my health insurance that just doubled and feed the cats. And but I see the potential. I see what people that are making videos that a lot of people watch, I see that they have secure jobs. They work pretty much for Google or at Google or with Google, and they make videos that Google shows, and enough people watch them so that that's their income that is secure. And then they can do other things like, you know, they might have a channel where they're, you know, unjarring jewelry and they get 40,000 views a video. Or it might be like the niche lady, she goes thrifting every day. She puts out a video every day. And I don't know how many views her videos get, but I know that that's a separate business for her. And she's the only person who is transparent about that, right? This is another reason why I like her so much, because she's not disingenuous at all. How many YouTubers have you seen that don't talk about the money they make from YouTube? They act like it doesn't exist.
I've never seen anyone talk about the money they make from YouTube.
Right. Right. And the truth is that that could be really where your security comes from. Right. So what I would love to do is I have this thing that I'm good at, that is my passion, that I am an expert in, you know, as much as anybody could be. I've definitely spent, you know, I don't know how many hours. Like if they say 20,000 hours to be an expert, I'm well past that. So I can say that comfortably. And that's what I love doing, right? But what if, I mean, my ultimate dream right now, my goal would be to be sitting in this position next year, January of next year, and say, I'm making enough money from people watching the videos that I can now figure out a way to sell the jewelry in a more democratic way. Like it doesn't have to be to the highest bidder anymore, because like, you know what I mean? Like I have a way in my mind. I've already thought of how to do it. I know I can do that. I just can't do it and buy gas. Do you know what I mean? But I know that there's a way. I figured out like the process of how to do that. So I would love to be like a person who would call myself a YouTuber first instead of a shopkeeper. Right now I'm a shopkeeper. And I would love to be a YouTuber that makes enough money from the videos, and then the content of the videos is, you know, let me pull something. Not this, because this I'll have this in forever. Like this, I could have sold this 1,000 times in my shop. This was always in my brick and mortar, right? This little beetle bracelet. I bought this in my 20s from a woman who had the Fan magazine, and she cut the pictures out herself and put it in this old Coro thing. So, and I had this in my bedroom, and my husband was like, I don't want the Beatles in the bedroom with us. Like, that's how long I've had this. But let's say that I'm, this time next year and my videos are getting, 50,000 views a video, right? Or 20,000, let's say 20,000. It's probably enough. I don't know. I really don't know. But then I would take this and I would be like, okay, so whoever wants to buy this for whatever price, right? You let me know, you tell me that you want it, and then I will pick from that group who wants to buy that for that price. And then the next, and not everybody will want it, right? And then the next one is like, the Butler and Wilson. Like maybe somebody wants to buy these Butler, and everybody wants these Butler and Wilsons. These are amazing. They're like incredible. Look at them. These are really amazing Butler and Wilsons. I'm not ready to sell them, but when I am, right, what I would normally do is put them up at auction, and everybody would be like, oh my God, those are never going to come up again. And everybody would bid, and they would go to the person who was able to bid the highest at that moment, right? And that's how we all operate now. That's what we do. But what I would like to do is have enough money coming in as a content creator to be able to say, okay, so instead of these being the normal price of $400, I'm going to make them, $200 or $150 or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? I'm conceptualizing. And I'll say, who wants to buy these? And everybody would just go, what, or whatever. I'd have a system figured out, and then I'd pick a winner and be like, okay, you get to buy these for that much. And I want to do that. I have so much. It would be easier for me to do it that way than to try and sell it. Like, it's so hard for me to sell the things that I've had for so long. I'm not kidding you. It's easier for me to feel like I can give it away. Like, does that make sense? Probably not.
It makes sense, but it's not unfettered capitalism, which is what I'm more used to.
No, but it is, because when people watch, I mean, the biggest currency in the future, let's be real, the biggest thing in the future is what people pay attention. The biggest thing right now is what people pay attention to. This video is not monetized. It was supposed to be for members only. So, but when a video is monetized, you're watching, and when you are paying attention to that, that's worth something, and that's how Google makes its money. And so, I mean, I guess what I could do right now is I can take the opportunity and I can say, I think I have a little bit more understanding of how to get the channel to really fly. And I think you need a certain amount of videos in a row to perform better than typical. And so what I will say to you is I am not far from that number, just from the grind. So in my next 4 videos, I'm just going to say my next 4 videos that I put out, like my Sunday videos, that's a whole month. I'm going to ask those of you that watch them to watch them, how can I put this? If you could watch them as long as possible, try and let them run all the way through. Just skip the commercials. but continue, you know, if you could watch them for like more than half their length, and then maybe even let them play. Like if you're busy or you have to, you know, take a call or go to the bathroom, whatever, just let it play through, let it play on another tab. Do that for my next 4 videos. And then at the end of the video, click on another one of my videos. And that will do it. If 1,000 people do that, is it 1,000? No. If 500 people do that, it will make a difference. And the channel will really start to get a lot more views per video, and I will have more financial security coming just from the ads, right? And then I'll be able to be more creative with how I offer these things.
I was having a conversation with my son. We were talking about creators on YouTube, and he mentioned to me that the creator does not get paid if you don't watch the commercial.
No, that's incorrect.
Well, tell us the truth.
So if you watch the commercial long enough to the point where it says skip, so I'm asking you to skip the commercial. Mostly what people do is they'll run into a commercial and they'll click off. Commercial, I'm done with that, on to the next. You're able to skip a commercial after, I think, 6 or 7, or maybe, I don't even know how long. This is not very long. It's a few seconds. What?
It's 5 or 6.
Yeah. So after if you're watching that commercial for 5 or 6 seconds and you click skip, it counts.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that counts.
Because I watch bird and squirrel videos with my cat, and I skip ad all day. So
yeah, you're really supporting that channel. Yeah. You are really supporting that channel. That's very cute. You watch bird and squirrel videos?
Watch bird and squirrel videos on the 4K, and if you saw a picture of her, she thinks they're there.
I used to do that when I was in Reno. I had it on all the time for the cats. And then one of them jumped up onto it and went like this. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to die.
It's true. She does. She loves it.
Yeah, because mine wasn't on the wall. It was on my dresser. So if he went hard enough, it was going to fall forward, you know, so I had to stop that. Reno was sad. They just had pigeons on the roof of the bar across the street.
Dion Thompson, do you have YouTube Premium? Because I don't think I will do that.
Oh, I use it. I have
use it for your TV.
I use it for everything. I pay for YouTube Premium. It is $10 a week, and it's on every device. It's just automatically there. If you pay for YouTube, it's your ID, and if you're signed in anywhere, you're in YouTube Premium. It doesn't matter where it is. And it's $10. It's the best $10 I ever spent. I also don't spend, like, I don't have cable. I don't have Netflix. I don't have HBO. I have one of those things that comes free with my phone that I hardly ever watch. I don't even remember which one it is. But I definitely, like, I pay for Amazon Prime. So I get fun content that way through Amazon Prime, like Mrs. Maisel and, you know, those things and those movies. And then YouTube Premium, not YouTube Red. YouTube Red is expensive. It's like $50, whatever. But YouTube Premium is $10. And then you don't see the ads. It's like you're prepaying.
Okay.
You know, for the ads. So it's just totally ad free. James says,
go ahead.
Your spiritual attachment is growing because you recognize its intrinsic material beauty. You are reflective of your evolving growth. Beauty ascends. Oh, James, you're such a fan. Thank you so much. That is so nice. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I love beautiful things, and I get mistaken for being more material than I actually am. I mean, I love these things, and I treasure them, and I'm attached to them, and it's hard to let go of them. And I'm the custodian, and I'm definitely like addicted to finding things and attaching to things. Like I have all of those things that don't sound so good, but at the end of the day, I love sharing it more than anything. you know.
So it's only $17.50 a month.
Oh, YouTube Premium?
That's what Deanna's saying.
Oh, I thought it was $10. Oh well. I don't remember. No, it's not. It's really and then the ads are totally there's no ads. You never see a commercial again. So, yeah. $17.50 a month. Thank you for reading the chats, by the way, Barb. You're doing an awesome job on the line. You're like the radio host.
Yes, I have a great face for radio.
You do have a nice voice, too. Hey, Sunset's here. Some people pay less for premium. I pay about 17. Okay. I really thought mine said $9.99. I guess I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it's
Yes,
different.
Candy, it's true. She knows where her jewelry is going and who will appreciate what. I agree with that statement.
Oh yeah, no, I keep such track of that. It's insane. I know every single thing that everybody has ever bought. I swear to God. So, well, maybe not. No, I mean, I've been doing this for years now, so it does get old. I would say like it's a rolling year. Like anything that you bought in the last year, I will keep track. And then certain things I will never forget. Like there's some people in Canada who shall remain nameless. I don't want to say their name here because I don't want to call them out or embarrass them or anything. There's one or two people, and they are buying things that I have had for so long that were like the things that, my top drawer things that I thought I could never sell. And it turns out it's only going to the same like one or two or maybe three people. And so I have no problem with that. It's because I know where it's going. I know that they're going to be together. Like, you know what I mean? I know, it's insane. It's insane.
Emily has a question.
Yeah. Emily, can I fantasize about you doing a home goods fashion channel, or do you think it will only be just jewelry? No, that was supposed to be the whole point of Whatnot. Whatnot was supposed to be jewelry for the younger people, that they could afford. And then it was supposed to fill the void that the Shopify store left, and the Shopify store was vintage accessories and clothing and home and man. It was supposed to be it was supposed to be the Source Closet, right? Which was clothing and accessories. And then and the Source Closet is real. I actually have a Source Closet. It was called a Source Closet. It was sourced by movie people and designers. Like that's what a Source Closet is. I'm not just calling it that. And then also it was supposed to be home and man. And home was like the beautiful like objects, the vintage objects and decor and whatever. And then man, the things that I had also for men, which are more limited, right? Like it's not like I would ever have a lot of men's clothing, but I do have excellent things for men that are vintage that would still work in a modern man's life. I don't ever do vintage for people that want to be like correct historically. I do vintage for people that want to incorporate it into their everything else that's modern so that it becomes style. I as a young person, I did party setup for somebody named Rennie Reynolds. I was part of the crew that set up the parties, and he was kind of infamous. He was portrayed in Tom Wolfe's Bonfire of the Vanities. And so I lived two blocks. I lived like a night's move away from him. It was like 2 blocks and around the corner. So when he went away, I would like often house sit in his house which was amazing on East 64th Street. You can Google this. Like if all the haters are there and they're nitpicking and waiting for me to misspeak so that they can catch me, Google Rennie Reynolds, East 64th Street. Google Bonfire the Vanities, right? So, but anyway, so, where was I going with this?
JJ, what are you talking about? Still want to buy the vintage wizard jacket with the huge bell sleeve.
Oh, oh my God. Yes, I know what you're talking about. The one that I got from the place with my friend Mike, right? The one with the crystals that look like a costume. It turns out that is a theater piece, and it snaps down the back for like quick change. And it's not really a jacket or a dress or anything. It's like good for stage. And I want to wear it once. I want to wear it at least once. Let me get to it. Yeah, it's magnificent. Those crystals are amazing. Amazing. And you could wear it open too, like as a duster. Like there's things you could do with it. But anyway, I wanted to get back to this because I feel like I'm going to sound like an absolute jerk if I don't try and figure out what I was going to say. I don't want to come off that way. I have a lot of experience, but I'm not a snob. You know what I mean? Like I really want to like share and just, but it's very difficult sometimes because I'm going to keep it positive. I'm going to keep it positive. So the thing was, so this is what I want to say about style. So the whole point was not for people that were like trying to be historically correct, but wanted to create some kind of personal style. So I learned this, I was really young. I was in my early 20s and I used to house it from Rennie, who was famous for his design and his style. And, he had antiques and art and he had he had a David Hockney in his bathroom, and he had, modern furniture and antique furniture, and he had a vintage tiara in his bookshelf, like as style. You know what I mean? Like that was the way that he had style. And so I kind of absorbed that, and I was like, I can wear a new jacket. My 22-year-old self can wear a new jacket and a new hat from Bloomingdale's, and I'm going to put a vintage necklace on or a vintage pin on the hat, or something. Or I used to have the big military jacket. Remember back, I guess it was the 80s. It really was the 80s. Remember back in the 80s, everybody had the big wool military jackets?
Absolutely.
The men's jackets. I was one of those girls. So, that was a vintage coat over modern clothing, things like that. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to take this down afterwards.
Sharon loves her darning mushroom.
Yay, the darning mushroom. Oh, yeah, those were so good. Yeah, Maddie was very nice to me. She made sure I was able to keep. I forgot to realize. I forgot. I was just. It was so discombobulating to try and auction off mushrooms. That was new. So, yeah, you would wear it on stage. Oh, you would? Okay, Gypsy. All right. Text me. We'll talk. I think I'm going to say goodnight.
Good night. It was so great to talk to you. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a love of beautiful things, right? But it doesn't mean that it's not, it doesn't make you a jerk to love beautiful things. You have to keep your perspective.
Thanks, Aunt Joni.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone, for hanging out here. I'm sorry to the people that are members that, I really tried to keep it members only. I really did. All right. Bye, everybody. Good night. Thank you, Barbara.